Hello everyone and welcome back to Hero RC. Same day, same channel, different time. I decided to put some tires on my no-name vehicle, which is no longer no-named because I'm going to call it R&B. This is R&B that is fixing to go across Foxtrot Trail Course. Without further ado, here's R&B. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna take her down the stairs. And I said the next time you see it, it'll have upgrades. The only thing I've done to it so far is put 2.2 tires on it. Tires and rims, V-locks. 2.2 tires and rim V-locks. Got bugs attacking me as soon as I walk out the door. Let's get some light out here. Two 2.2s have given it a little bit more height, but like I said, it doesn't have a lot of speed. Alright, as you can see, there are no lights on at Foxtrot Trail Course, but I will take care of that. There you have it. Easy as flipping a switch, baby. Here we go. 2.2 no name brand tires. They're pretty soft and they have soft foams in them. And when I had it in the garage, just the weight of the vehicle made the tires flex. So hopefully we'll get some good traction here. That's the way it usually works, isn't it? When the tires flex from the weight of the vehicle or from trying to cross an obstacle, they get more grip. That's what I've gathered from watching videos. This is a smooth vehicle. That's the only reason why I'm still messing with it. It is nice. It's nicer than the High Trail. And I haven't figured out what tires I'm gonna put on the High Trail, so that's something else too. And I've been watching another video where people have taken their High Trails and lowered them a little bit. I've got a couple more sets of, well, actually 3 sets of Desert Lizards that would fit on the High Trail if I needed to drop it a little bit. Alright, here's a true test here with these tires. Grabbing pretty good. And then it bottoms out like it did the last time. Good drag brake. Just gotta pick the right line. I don't know if you noticed that, but the drag brake was in, but the weight of the vehicle made it drop. But there's no drag brake there. Let's try this angle with that driver's side tire. Grabbing that brick first, and all it did was spin it around. Alright, okay, there we go. I don't think I caught all that. But you know what, that was so nice. Gotta do it twice. It is smooth, man. The sound is just smooth. I have definitely got to get into that motor and see what is up. But I will say this, a Fusion will transform this puppy, man, or a brushless motor. Let's leave it like that. A brushless motor will transform this thing. With FOC technology, of course. The lighting is great on this puppy, boy. Those tires aren't all that good either. They don't grab. They do not grab at all. Not on this brick, anyway. It says that they're all terrain. Portal got caught there. I wanted to get a better angle going up bedrock. It is actually a little chilly out here right now, and I got shorts and a t-shirt on. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? It's supposed to be a little taller, so you should be able to handle that. Okay, we'll say it's driver error for right now. Nice clearance in the back. Tires are not grabbing at all. Wow. Honestly, I think it did better with the other tires on it. You want to get it at a straight angle. And that way we can maneuver how we need to. Like I say, the modulation is pretty good to a certain point. Tires are not grabbing at all. Okay. Spinning around. Even these are 2.2s and they've got a lot more traction. They are not grabbing at all. Okay. Drag brake eventually caught. Alright, let's see how it does up Black Pot Mountain. And I'm going to call that bridge over there around the rose bush, of course, Rose Bush Bridge, or Rose Bridge, one of the two. I like Rose Bush Bridge better though. Oh, I like this vehicle a lot, man. I really do. That's why I brought it out a second time, because I like it. I'm going to take it over Black Pot Hill and see what happens with bigger tires. The turning radius sucks on this thing. Bad. Probably need to get a different servo, maybe a 360. Probably wouldn't hurt it. But boy, okay, I was gonna say it's crawling with these tires, but no. Same thing pretty much. It wants to. Okay. A little bit better than the last set. A little bit better with the last set of tires. Not much. But you know what? It makes me want to do it again. It really does. So we're gonna back it up. Go all the way back down. I know the servo is not great. I can see that right now. And we're gonna try this again. These are tires. I mean, none of my tires are broken in. but these have been out here before. Okay, okay. I'll take that right back up, no problem. Okay, we're gonna do the descent thing. Modulation is not too bad. Not enough to make me want to put a fusion in it, really. But a fusion would transform it. I've got 2 left, and I don't think I want to use them on this vehicle. It's the low gearing in it makes it modulate halfway decent for what I need it for, anyway. I think the extra weight with the rims helped a little bit with the modulation, because it's doing a lot better, I think, with modulating since I put these rims on it. Alright, let's see if they make a difference here. Servo is definitely weak. I can't say that enough. But look at the modulation. Nice. Very nice. And I noticed also when I had it in there that it has externals. Look at that. See, the servo is not kicking in at all. The shocks have dual springs on them. So if I took off a set of those springs, it would drop it quite a bit. I don't know if that's good with these 2.2s on it, because the tires might catch on the fender, and that would give the servo problems. Servo is not strong at all. And you know, I got the same battery in here. That might make a difference too with how much power is being put out, because the battery has been used for a good 20 minutes or so since I last charged it. But it's actually doing pretty good, honestly. No good turning radius whatsoever. So you got your 180 and your 360s servos that I've seen, and a good strong 180 would be perfect for this, I think. Just a good strong. Tires are doing good. Tires are grabbing right there. I am seeing a little bit better performance just with the tires, honestly. Just with the tires and the rim. The B-lock rims added some weight, which I think makes a difference too. And the height being 2.2 B-locks makes a difference. I'm kind of realizing it didn't take me as long to get through that course, the Black Pot Hill, as it did with the RTR tires. Now we're getting caught here. I don't understand that, because we're sitting a little taller. We're a little wider though. And once I took the tires off, I noticed that there were some spacers on the hubs, so that could make a difference there with this. So everything's sitting a little wider. It's gonna be a different line, definitely. Tires are not grabbing right there on diff lock road or diff catcher road, so I gotta pick a good line here. Obviously, everything's a little wider. Got to make sure both of those bricks are somehow, both of the tires in the front are somehow coming over. There we go. Because if I didn't, you know, that's what the pumpkin in the back was catching. And you know, I watch a lot of videos, and a lot of them are music, no sound, you know, nobody talking, which I think that's pretty good. I would like to do that too. But as soon as I get my editing and all of that stuff together, I'm gonna run my jiggers. Let's see, we're catching here somewhere. I want to say it's the rear pumpkin. But for the most part, yeah, the tires have made a little difference there. Yep, they have. They really have. Got to pick different lines, but I think the tires have made a little difference. Not a big difference, but a little bit. And the only thing I can think that this thing might need now would be shocks, if that. See if I can do this line here. See the diffs, the portals catch on that brick right there. So, and with it being wider, the tires being wider, I just got to pick a different line. There we go. But not a perfect line right there. It's got to be almost. There we go. All right, let's get a different angle. Looking pretty good. I gotta adjust my shovels on there again. That one at the bottom is kind of slid down. I may put a screw through it just to hold it in place there. All right, we're gonna see a difference here. Nope. Sitting a little higher. Tires don't grab as good. I could kind of see them slipping there a little bit. But it still made it over it with, you know, very little issues. Drag brake's doing its thing. And with the bead locks on it, it has had added weight. But it seems to be doing pretty good though. Because I know the last time it took a little bit longer to get around just the circle of the course. You know, the part that I always use to test my vehicles. Let me get a different angle. Alright, here we go. Over Pride Rock with new tires. Should be a little bit better, I think. Drag brake's okay. It's not a bad system, really. Not bad at all. For my liking. Alright, let's get a tire to grab there so we can get some control. And we did. Back is kind of slipping a little bit, but it held up. Went off into the groove there. That kind of affected a little bit, but I think we can get through this. I don't understand why. Well, being wide, I guess, is why it dropped off into the groove. Not sure. Doesn't matter. Made it over it. Now, once I get my new camera and get my editing down, I probably won't be talking a whole lot. I'll just do my videos and step in when I need to, or make the videos and step in when I need to, but be basically music pretty much. But you know, until then, like I said before, I want to run my gibbers. That's not until the first of the year, unless something spectacular happens. And I ain't gonna say spectacular, unless something changes and I just decide to go ahead and let YouTube put me out there, because they are in control. They are the ones that put you out to the viewers, and I've noticed that by watching many other videos. That's why people want you to like and subscribe, because they are paying YouTube to put them out there, and then they got to make those monthly payments. So if they don't, you know, make any money and can't afford to make the monthly payments to YouTube, then you're in trouble. You may have to. Now that part, I don't know how it works, but I do know that YouTube does try to figure out what type of budget you need, and that's what they go by, putting you out there. So the more I think you pay them, the more they'll put you out there, which is crazy to me, but that's the way it goes. And I also look at it too like this is, to make money, you got to spend money. So that's why I haven't started paying them yet, because one of the reasons, you have to pay them. That's the one reason. But number two is I don't have the time to put into it and make these, epic videos. I just don't. Like I said, all my videos are raw, and I just basically have fun making them right now. And I don't want to, it's going to suck to have to get serious, really, making videos, because editing, from what I understand too, takes a lot of time. And depending on what kind of special effects or how you want to edit your videos, makes a difference. So, a lot to think about. A lot to think about. I mean, it's not really like I have to do it to make money. But if you're going to do it, why not try to make money at it? You know what I mean? But if it doesn't work out, I'll just go back to doing what I was doing and just make some epic videos, after I get the skill down on how to edit. Once I get all that down, if I don't make any money, I'll just go back to having fun with it and just putting some super nice videos out there, All right, you have my nice little sweet R&B here that did his thing over the trail course in pretty good time. Let's see. Well, we're 22 minutes into the video, but not a lot. But I'm going to knock 5 minutes off for me running my mouth. So I'm going to get her on up this ramp here. I'm going to get a different angle here. Uno momento. Alright, we got the light on the porch that came on. And I had to throw my uno momento in there. Man, these bugs just slam into you like a freaking rock. As soon as the light comes on, they go berserk. All this rain we've had, the bugs are crazy. And I did a spray inside the building here. Yeah, I'm loving this vehicle here. I'm not just liking it, I'm loving it. Just the tires gave me a very, I don't want to say probably a good 15% difference in the way it functions. 2.2s. But the tires that were on it, if they were 2.2s, I think they would be a lot better too. Gave it a nicer, wider stance also. I'm just trying to get it parked here on the after run mat that needs to be vacuumed. It definitely needs a servo, so that'll probably be the next thing I look into, is putting a servo on it. I've got some extra servos, but I don't know if I want to. I always try to keep an extra something just in case. So I don't know. I got servos out of other vehicles too, so they might be even better than this one. Like the Red Cat servos, Traxxas servos, Legendary servo. They might all be better than the servo in this thing, because the way I'm looking at this vehicle, what you're paying for is accessories. Performance is probably 30-40%, and I'm going to say that because of the modulation. They've got lower gearing in this thing. It's not very fast, and it has great torque, which not being very fast, I think it has lower gearing, which causes it to modulate the way it does. So I'm thinking a good servo and probably shocks would improve it, another tenfold, So with that said, much, much more to come, folks. And I've got to remember to say thank you, and I appreciate you for watching. Take care of yourselves.